Well, hello there. Sion Batson here from Sion Batson Tutoring, and in this video, we will be writing fractions in simplest form, also known as reducing fractions. Very important concept for all of my fourth graders, my fifth graders, my sixth graders, and my GED students. So let's go. Now, this exercise is out of my fifth grade math workbooks. You can master fifth grade math, next generation learning standards, and you can master fifth grade math, Common Core Edition. Now, both workbooks are filled with very simple and easy to follow notes, step-by-step examples, guided examples, and more than 1,800 practice problems and answers. Parents love these workbooks. Students love these workbooks. And teachers love these workbooks because they are great resources for extra practice at home, for homework help, and they are the ultimate study guides to help your scholars get ready for the fifth grade state exam. So if you have a fifth grader, I would highly recommend that you get them a copy. You can get your copy from Amazon. Now, to our exercise. We write fractions in simplest form because we want to make the numerator and the denominator as small as possible. Yes, very simple. We write fractions in simplest form because we want to make the numerator and the denominator as small as possible. Now, I am going to teach you 3 very simple steps that will help you master this concept. Step 1, we will list the factors of the numerator and the denominator. Step 2, we will find the common factors and then the greatest common factor, or the GCF. Step 3, once we have the greatest common factor, we will divide the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. 3 very simple steps. Yes? All right. Let's go to our first example here. First example, we want to write 12 over 20 in simplest form. So step 1, we will list the factors of the numerator and the denominator. So we will first list the factors of the numerator, which is 12. And remember, the factors of 12 will be all the numbers that we can multiply to get 12. So the factors of 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Yes? 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, and 3 times 4 is 12. So far, so good. All right. Now, we will list the factors of the denominator, which is 20. And again, the factors of 20 will be all the numbers that we can multiply to get 20. The factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. All right. So far, so good. Yes? All right. So we are done with step 1. We have listed the factors of the numerator, 12, and the denominator, 20. Now we'll find the common factors. Now, the common factors will be all the factors that belong to both 12 and 20. Yes? Common factors are 1, 2, and 4. So far, so good. All right. So we'll put common factors right here, CF, and we'll put 1, 2, and 4. Now that we have our common factor, let's find the greatest common factor. The greatest common factor is the biggest of all the common factors. And the greatest number out of 1, 2, and 4 is 4. Or the biggest number out of 1, 2, and 4 is 4. So the greatest common factor, the GCF, is 4. So now that we have our greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator, step 3, we will divide the numerator and the denominator by 4. Let's divide. 12 divided by 4 is 3, and 20 divided by 4 is 5. And we're done. Yes? 12 over 20 in simplest form is 3 over 5. Get the idea? Perfect. Very simple, very fun, very exciting. Now, two very important pieces of notes here. One, 3 over 5 is in simplest form because the greatest common factor of 3 and 5 is 1. So a fraction is in simplest form when the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator is 1. Also, if you notice here, the main character or the key ingredient that's needed to write a fraction in simplest form is the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. Once we know the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator, we can write that fraction in simplest form. How is this? Perfect. I really hope you guys are having fun. Really hope you guys are enjoying this video. Now, let's go to another example here. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscribe button and turn your notifications on so that you can be notified every time I post a new, fun, and exciting math tutorial. Yes? Thank you. All right. Let us try putting, let's say, 8 over, let's say 14 in simplest form. So, for all of my students who are really good with their times tables, I'm going to give you a challenge. Can you think of the greatest common factor for 8 and 14? Write it down. We'll come back and see if you are correct. Now, step 1, we will do what? We will list the factors of 8 and 14. Yes? We will list the factors of the numerator and the denominator. So we'll first list the factors of 8. And again, the factors of 8 will be all the numbers that we can multiply to get 8. 1, 2, 4, and 8. 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. Yes? All right. Now we list the factors of the denominator, which is 14. And again, the factors of 14 will be all the numbers that we can multiply to get 14. Yes? We can use 1, 2, 7, and 14. So we are done with step 1. We have the factors of the numerator and we have the factors of the denominator. Step 2, we'll first find the common factors. And the common factors will be all the factors that belong to both the numerator and the denominator, or all the factors that belong to 8 and 14. Common factors are 1 and 2. Yes? So we'll put CF right here. CF represents common factors, and the common factors are 1 and 2. All right. Now we will find the greatest common factor, or the biggest common factor. Yes? And the greatest common factor is 2, because between 1 and 2, 2 is the bigger number. Yes? So the greatest common factor is 2. So now that we have our greatest common factor, we will go to step 3. Now, for those of you who got the challenge correct, very good. The greatest common factor of 8 and 14 is 2. All right. So let's go to step 3. Step 3, we will divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And 14 divided by 2 is 7. So 8 over 14 in simplest form is equal to 4 over 7. 4 over 7 is in simplest form because the greatest common factor of 4 and 7 is 1. Get the idea? Very simple, very fun. And again, the key guy or the key girl is the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. So before you go through the steps, always give yourself the challenge of trying to list the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. So far, so good? All right. Now, I am going to give you guys a chance to try one on your own because I know you guys are waiting there trying to prove to your mom or your dad or your auntie or your uncle, your babysitter, your grandparent that you have this concept. So now I'm going to give you guys a chance to write 15 over 20 in simplest form. Now, if you need to, you can go back and watch the previous examples that we worked. Yes? But I want you to try this example on your own. Yes? Watch those previous examples as much as you want to. This video is yours. Yes? When you feel comfortable, you can come back and try this problem. Go through the steps. If you're really good with your times tables, give yourself the challenge of trying to list the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator first before you go through the steps. Give it a try. I believe in you. You can do this. You got this. All right, welcome back. Let's see if we will get the same answer here. So we have 15 over 20. Yes? Now, first step, we will list the factors of the numerator and the denominator. So we will first list the factors of the numerator, which is 15. And the factors of 15 will be all the numbers that we can multiply to get 15. The factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5, and 15. Now let's list the factors of the denominator, 20. The factors of 20 are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. So far, so good. Do we have the same factors? Very good. Very, very good. Now, step 2, we will first find the common factors. And again, the common factors will be all the factors that belong to both 15 and 20. So 1 is the first one. Do you see any more? All right. And 5. Yes? So the common factors, and we'll put CF right here, is equal to 5 and 1. Let's put it in order. 1 and 5. Now we will find the greatest common factor. And remember, the greatest common factor is the biggest of all the common factors. And the biggest number out of 5 and 1 is 5. Yes? Very simple, very fun, very exciting. So our greatest common factor is 5. So for those of you who are able to list the common factors without going through the steps, very good. Yes? You must be good with your times tables if you want to try to list the greatest common factors without going through the steps first. Oh yes? But again, if this concept is new to you, I need you to go step by step. Over time, as you get better with your times tables, you will be able to look at the numerator and the denominator and say what the greatest common factor is. Yes? All right, let's go. So, our greatest common factor is 5. Step 3, we will divide the numerator and the denominator by 5. Yes? Let's divide. 15 divided by 5 is 3. And 20 divided by 5 is 4. So 15 over 20 in simplest form is equal to 3 over 4. Very good. Now, if you got 3 over 4, give yourselves a tap on the shoulder. Very good. Now, if you made a mistake somewhere, don't panic. Don't get frustrated. Find the error, correct it, and try the problem again. Yes? Remember, step by step. Yes? You can always give yourself the challenge of trying to list the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. Yes? But I still want you to go through the steps until you have mastered this concept. All right? Now, let's continue here. I really hope you guys, parents, especially those of you who are homeschooling your kids, grandparents, babysitters, uncles, aunties, I really hope you guys are enjoying this video as well. I really hope you guys are finding it helpful and useful. Yes? All right. Let us try 4 and let's say 10 over 16. So now we have a mixed number. We want to write 4 and 10 over 16 in simplest form. So we will go through the regular steps. We will first list the factors of the numerator and the denominator. We have no interest in the whole number. The whole number will stay the same. Yes? We will only list the factors of the numerator and the denominator. Don't let this whole number put you in a trap. We are only focused on the factors for the numerator and the denominator. All right. Then we will find the common factors and the greatest common factor. Then we will divide only the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. Now, challenge again. I am challenging you to list the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator without going through the steps. If you're good with your times tables, you should be able to do this. Write down what is the greatest common factor of 10 and 16. All right, keep it there. And let's go through the steps and see if you were correct. So step 1, we will list the factors of the numerator first, which is 10. And the factors of 10 again are all the numbers that we can multiply to get 10. The numbers that we can multiply to get 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10. So far, so good? All right. Now let us list the factors of 16. The factors of 16 are 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Yes? All right. So we are done with step 1. We have our factors of the numerator and the factors of the denominator. Now we are going to find the common factors. Again, the common factors will be all the factors that belong to both 10 and 16. Our common factors are 1 and 2. That's it, yes? So we put common factors right here. CF is equal to 1 and 2. Now that we have our common factors, let us find the biggest of them all, the greatest common factor. And the biggest number between 1 and 2 is 2. Very good. Aha! Now, for those of you who accepted my challenge, did you get 2 as the greatest common factor for 10 and 16? Very good, my friends. Very good. I'm proud of you. Now that we have our greatest common factor, we will divide only the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. The whole number stays the same. Yes? So let's divide. 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. And we are done. How was that? Very simple, very fun, very exciting. Now, I'm going to give you guys a chance to try another one on your own. Let's see what you guys will come up with. Let's try, let's say we have 8, and let's try 6 over 9. Give this one a try. Again, before you go through the steps, challenge yourself and write the greatest common factor of 6 and 9. See if you can get the common factor without going through the steps first. And then go through the steps to see if you are correct. Give it a try. I believe in you. Go step by step. All right. Welcome back. Let's see if we will get the same answer here. So first, we will list the factors of the numerator and the denominator. We do not mess with the whole number. The whole number stays the same. We're only interested in the factors of the numerator and the denominator. So we'll first list the factors of 6. And again, the factors of 6 will be all the numbers that we can multiply to get 6. They are 1, 2, 3, and 6. Do we have the same factors? Very good. If you left a factor out, just add it in, yes? Or over time, you will master the concept. With enough practice, you will get the concept down, okay? All right, now let's list the factors of the denominator 9. The factors of 9 are 1, 3, and 9. So we are done with step 1. Yes, now step 2, we find the common factors. And the common factors will be all the factors that belong to 6 and 9. Yes? 1 is a common factor. 3 is a common factor. So the common factors of 6 and 9 are 1 and 3. Now we will find the greatest common factor, or the biggest of all the common factors. And the biggest of all of 1 and 3 is 3. Yes? Now, I hope you guys got the challenge. Yes? I hope you were correct when you first listed the greatest common factor of 6 and 9. Yes? Over time, as you practice, you will be able to master this part without going through the steps. Yes? You will be able to look at the numerator and the denominator and say what the greatest common factor is. But you need to be very good with your times tables, and you need to practice the steps as much as possible. Yes? And eventually, you will be able to look at the numerator and the denominator and say what the greatest common factor is. Because that's the whole deal here, right? All we really need to write any fraction in simplest form is the greatest common factor of the numerator and the denominator. So I want you guys over time to practice, yes, saying what the greatest common factor is of the numerator and the denominator before going through the steps. All right? Good. Let's go to step 3 now. We're not done. We have to divide the numerator and the denominator by the GCF. Again, important, when we have a mixed number or a mixed fraction, the whole number stays the same. We do not divide the whole number by the greatest common factor. We only divide the numerator and the denominator. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So 8 and 6 over 9 in simplest form is 8 and 2 over 3. Yes? I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really hope that you guys will find it helpful and useful. Yes? Again, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button and turn your notifications on so that you can be notified every time I post a new, fun, and exciting math tutorial. Until next time, enjoy your math homework and remember to practice, practice, practice. See you.